Alright guys, so today we finally got our long-awaited ban list. I'm so excited to finally cover this. I mean, even just looking at the screen right now, this is already a dream come true. So to start off, we have Fiendsmith Lacrima. If you guys had watched the recent YCS, you saw that the burn effect kind of just wins you in time. It had no reason to really have that either, so with it being on the ban list, Fiendsmith is still playable, but now you just don't have that auto win effect in time, which is amazing. Secondly, we have Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess. Thank goodness she is banned, because Snake Eyes was way too toxic with that card. I mean, that basically shuts off like 33% of the game. It did not need to be in the game anymore, so very, very happy to see Appaloosa banned. And then thirdly, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity. I have been Calamity locked way too many times going up against Centurion, so I am finally happy to see this card banned, and it will never come back. And then lastly on the forbidden list, we actually have Beatrice. Now, I kind of figured this was going to happen, as I highlighted in my last video, and I'm just glad to see it here. Beatrice was creating way too many toxic floodgate opportunities, and it just didn't need to be in the game. Like the game has evolved into a much more creative space for players, and players will find any way to abuse anything they can to win, and Beatrice was definitely one of those auto win cards. So happy to see it banned. Moving on to our limited list, we have Eva returning off the ban list. Now, she was banned because Drytron was going a little too crazy with Herald of Ultimateness, and so to see her back is actually pretty shocking. I wonder if many Drytron players will go back to Herald of Ultimateness after this. And then, of course, we see Snake Eye Ash and Snake Eyes Popular. We all knew this was going to happen. Some of the Snake Eyes monsters had to get hit on this list, and I'm just happy to see that it was Ash and Popular, because those cards honestly had way too many effects. And I'm also glad actually that Konami addressed the gimmick puppet strategy, because that strategy is also toxic. It's an FTK. I mean, it just burns you to death. Did not need to be in the game. So happy to see that the both burn XYZ cards have been limited. Now, card that I'm shocked to see on this list is Branded Fusion. I really didn't think that Branded Fusion was going to get touched ever. I mean, it's been limited in Master Duel, but now seeing it limited for the TCG, that is honestly pretty crazy to me. But moving on, we have Opening of the Spirit Gates. Something in Yubel had to get hit. I mean, it was either going to be Opening of the Spirit Gates or Dark Bickening Beast. So honestly, just seeing the Searcher get hit, I mean, that's perfect. Prosperity to 1. This was bound to happen at some point, honestly. I was even shocked that Prosperity wasn't even on the ban list. Definitely needed. It just gets you to whatever you need. With it being limited, that'll definitely halt a lot of consistency, especially for Exodia players like myself, but that's fine. Sengen Summoning to 1 needed to happen. The card just created a very toxic environment for Tenpai, making your dragon monsters just completely unaffected by card effects during their main phase. It's just, there's no reason to have that. That grass looks greener though to 1. Now that is a surprise that I was not expecting. I mean, it is 1 in the OCG, I think, and it's also 1 in Master Duel, and it kind of is a little annoying to play against, but with it being at 1, I'm curious to see if people will even play it. And then finally on our limited list, we have Skill Drain. This needed to happen, honestly. I personally would have just banned this card. Like, this card is just too toxic. But I'll take Limit 1. Moving on to Semi-Limited. All of our Dragon Rulers are finally semi-limited. I don't know why they're not unlimited. I don't know if they're too scared of Dragon Rulers right now, but with them coming to 2, I'm more than happy to see it. Lunalight Tiger to 2 as well. I don't know much about Lunalight, so I don't know how much this helps. And then Thunder Dragon Colossus to 2. Now, I know a lot of Ritual Beast players are playing a Nemesis package in their decks. So I wonder if a lot more decks will start playing or Nemesis cards in order to get to Colossus, with him being at 2 now. And then finally we have Ib, the World Chalice Justicar. I mean, she didn't really do much when she was released as a limit, so maybe with the semi-limit it might change some decks. We can only see. And then that brings us to our unlimited list. We have Time Seal coming back to 3. So I wonder how many people will be playing this card just to skip your opponent's draw phase. And then Danglong coming back to 3. Pretty nice for Sword Soul players or anyone just wants to play Worms. Ancient Fairy Dragon to 3 just makes sense to me. I mean, everyone was playing 1 anyways, so it didn't really matter. Plushfire, though, is a big one. If you were keeping up today, you would notice that actually Plushfire did receive an errata, so Plushfire now may just be a staple in the Performage deck. I'm not sure. I didn't actually read it. We shall see the impact of Performage now with it being at 3 and with its new errata. Kieran back to 3. I mean, this needed to happen. Kieran didn't really do much at 1, so maybe at 3 it'll push the Magispector strategy to a place where it's playable. And then we actually have Red Rose Dragon and Armageddon Knight to 3. Pretty interesting cards, honestly, all the way around. I'm just very happy to see that Appaloosa and Beatrice were addressed. I mean, these cards needed to get hit. I hope you guys enjoyed this list. Let me know down in the comments what you think, and peace.